Latest update from Rugby Union section. England win 4th consecutive Women's Six Nations in 2022. After a record-breaking World Cup, 2023 Women's Six Nations is preparing to break new ground. For the first time, all teams in the tournament are offering some kind of contract to most of their players. After last year's World Cup was played a year late due to COVID-19. The 2025 tournament in England is already approaching, and a new cycle has brought change for many teams. Here's everything you need to know about both sides before the Women's Six Nations kickoff. On Saturday, England last year first Grand Slam. England are pursuing the championship for the 5th consecutive year and have not lost a Women's Six Nations since France beat them in 2018. They came to this year's tournament still fresh from a narrow loss to New Zealand in the World Cup final. A new era is at hand as record holder and captain Sarah Hunter retires after Saturday's debut against Scotland, and head coach Simon Middleton resigns at the end of the tournament. Halfway through, a new face will also have to come, as Zoe Harrison has torn her anterior cruciate ligament for the rest of the season, and Helena Rowland is still recovering from a foot injury she received during England's World Cup campaign. Holly Aitchison, formerly England centre, is expected to take the reins. England 2019 pro and winger Alex Matthews says they now want to big the gap with other teams as contracts are commonplace. France be Red Roses' toughest rivals in their match at Twickenham, where 35,000 tickets have already been sold, will take place on the 29th of April and likely be the deciding factor of tournament. Lock Zoe Aldcroft says England need to get over a heartbreaking World Cup defeat to move forward. The new girls that came in brought a really positive vibe, added Aldcroft. We're on the next journey now. We can't dwell on anything that happened before. It's all about going to 2025. Wales vs Ireland will be broadcast on Radio 5 Sports Extra. England v Scotland 5 Live. France late year 2. France's task will once again be to stop England's roaring machine for another title. Les Bleues narrowly missed a World Cup final last year and has had a concussion ever since. New coaches Gaelle, Mignot and David Ortiz have arrived. Star attack half Laure Sansus has retired and half Caroline Drouin is focusing on the sevens. France's great Jessy Tremouliere will retire from international rugby at the end of the tournament. And new captain Audrey Forlani said, "We will make sure he finishes well." Wales last year 3. Expectations are higher for Wales as they enter their second year of professional contracts with 25 full-time players this year. With the gap between England and France not yet closed, it looks like Wales will once again fight for third place. This battle has increased in importance this year as World Rugby has launched a new global women's competition called WXV. This competition will have 3 stages and top 3 teams from the Six Nations will compete in. Top stage of WXV. Wales captain Hannah Jones denied that contracts brought performance pressure, but said the extra time professionalism brought had a huge impact. "You have time to eat, recover, continue conversations with coaches that you will probably have break up with," he added. Ireland last year 4. Ireland also joined the contracts party, but not all players took on the union. This could be due to the pay level and the fact that you have to play in Ireland rather than England's more competitive Premier 15s league. For example, a new World Cup cycle is a fresh start after Ireland failed to qualify for 2022 tournament, but the side will miss out on a few players in side 7s vying for Olympic qualification. Captain Nichola Fryday wants more than last year's 4th place. "We want to keep building and achieving WXV qualification will be very important to us. We have a core group of veteran players who have been there for the last few years. We are in a better place than last year." Italy last year 5. Italy has Giovanni Ranieri's new coach. While former captain Manuela Furlan has retired, Azzurre reached the World Cup quarter-finals for the first time last year and is also looking for ways to increased investment from its unions. France and England have the toughest possible Six Nations start, with Silvia Turani jokingly going to be a nice warm-up, is anything but forward. Scotland last year 6. Last year was the year Scotland approached. They were so close that they lost bonus points against Wales, Italy and Ireland, but lack of wins still put them at the bottom of stats. Captain Rachel Malcolm says they've increased their support for sports psychology as they try to turn defeats on their last breath into victory. Being close isn't good enough for us anymore, she said. We need to find a way to reverse these results so we're on the right side of them. Malcolm also suggested that his team would produce something new on offense by joining Chris Laidlaw as offensive coach. Hopefully you'll see slightly more exciting attack that wants to move the ball a little more and spread it a bit wider and manipulate the defenses more, Malcolm added.